You got to trust God's timing. I know you've been praying, you've been waiting, you've been fasting, but trust that God knows better than you and he knows best. See, when God is doing something in you, through you, and for you, it requires preparation. Now, the problem with us is sometimes that preparation be feeling like it's taking too long. Then we feel like, yeah, Lord, I got to help you out and I got to get in the way and interfere. This is literally making me think about the story of the Israelites. You know, like those people where they were enslaved to the Egyptians and the Lord said, yeah, tell Pharaoh, let my people go. And you know, when he finally did, the people went through the wilderness and they was only supposed to be in the wilderness for a couple days, but they was in there for some years and then they got to the promised land, right? What a lot of us don't know is the wilderness wasn't the only route that the Lord could have taken the Israelites through. In Exodus chapter 13 over here, because we do Bible, not just opinions, it talks about how there was a shorter route that the Lord could have took the Israelites on. It says in verse 17, when Pharaoh finally let the people go, God did not lead them along the main road that runs through the Philistine territory, even though that was the shortest route to the promised land. You mean to tell me, Lord, my blessing could have got here a lot faster? There's a shorter route that you could allow me to be on, but instead you taking me the detour route, the hidden route through the wilderness? Why? Well, I'm glad you asked. It said, God said if the people were faced with a battle, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. And this is why we have to trust God, because what the Israelites didn't know and what they didn't see is passing through the shorter route, they will be crossing through enemy territory. So just imagine you're enslaved for years. Your mind is broken down. Your confidence is broken down. You're dealing with something traumatic. You're dealing with something toxic. Imagine the effects that it has on your mind. Imagine the effects that it has on your spirit and in your heart because you're in it for so long. That was Egypt for the Israelites. He knew, if they take the shorter route, they're going to walk through enemy territory. There's going to be a fight and a battle. And because they're so weak in the mind, they're going to think, I did not leave slavery to endure a battle, so we're just going to go back voluntarily. He allowed them to take the wilderness route because even though he could have got them to the promise quicker, he knew their mind wasn't yet ready for the promise. And even then, in chapter 14, verse 4, it says, and once again, I will harden Pharaoh's heart and he will chase after you. I have planned this in order to display my glory through Pharaoh and his whole army. He did that because he wanted to give the Israelites proof that they could trust him. See, the Israelites had came from Egypt where they had adopted their spiritual beliefs and idolatry of false gods. And God said, ain't no way I'm going to take you to the promised land and you finna think that you did this on your own, that these false gods did this. No, baby, I got to prove to you along the way that I'm the one that works the miracles, that I'm the one that gets stuff done, that I'm really like that I'm the one that get it cracking. Long story short, you got to trust God's timing because we literally do not know what is happening within our path up the road along the way that God is trying to block us from, that he's trying to keep us and save us from, that he's trying to prepare us for, or deliver us from. See, we get so impatient and we start getting upset with God. And we like, you know what? Forget it. I'm done with this journey. I'm done with you. I don't want to do this no more. It's too hard. It's taking too long. But when really we don't even realize he's protecting us from enemy territory. He's protecting us from a battle that he knows that we're not ready for. So trust God's timing. You got this, but most importantly, he got you.